So we live in a world full of stress, and stress is something which is inevitable. Stress was there earlier, stress is present now, and stress will continue to be there. But we need to face stress. So how do we face this stress which is a part and parcel of us? All of us would have experienced stress at one time or the other. Is there anyone in this audience who can say they have not faced stress at all? Is there anyone? No, definitely. All of us would have faced stress at one time or the other. So stress is important and necessary for us. Do you all agree with this? Do you all agree? So you all might be thinking, ma'am has come here to speak about stress management, and she's telling us the opposite. So after all, she has come from the psychology department. Yes? Am I right? Yes. So I say this, stress is important and necessary for our life. We have to face stress. Stress is part and parcel, and at the same time we need to face this stress. So Hans Selye, who can be called as the father of stress studies or research, he speaks about two types of stress. That is eustress and distress. Eustress is something which is necessary for us, which is important for us, and it gives us a positive impact. It makes us motivated, do something. For example, when do students start studying? Just 2 or 3 days before the exam. Why is it so? Because they are stressed. So this is what is called as eustress, and this is something which all of us need to have it within us. That is why I said all of us need to have stress. You should be having this eustress, which makes you motivated, work harder and work more. If ever you wouldn't have eustress, you wouldn't have studied at all. You'd just be eating and sleeping. So eustress is positive stress and important for us, but distress is something which is negative and which harms us. It may be death of a loved one, divorce, or some serious health issues, and we should not be having distress which affects us physically as well as mentally. Have only eustress and not distress. So a number of changes takes place during stress. It may be physical, physiological, psychological, biological. All changes takes place, and hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are being released to meet this emergency situation during stress. Now, for example, if you see a tiger or a bear, you need to run away from the situation. It is either fight or a flight situation. So when you need to run away, all the energy needs to send to the leg and not to the other parts of the body. So digestion, urination, defecation, and all those are suspended for some time, and all the energy is being sent to the leg, and you're going to meet that emergency situation. Now this stressful situation will be there only for some period of time, after which we come back to normalcy. But if this stress is going to continue for a longer period of time, then we may land up in having some chronic illnesses, or we may have heart problems, BP, or it may be certain other serious health issues. So this is in your hands. Do you want to have eustress or distress? Do you want to take tablets forever in your life, or do you want to be happy? The choice is yours. So here, mind matters. Stress is all in our head. If you think the situation is stressful, it definitely becomes stressful. But if you think it in a calm and a quiet manner and do not take it as a stressful event, it is not going to be stressful. And how a person takes stress, it is all in his hands. A stressful situation for one person may not be a stressful situation for another person. Why is it so? Because you're taking it as a stressful situation. So if you're going to take it as a stressful situation, definitely you will be stressed. So if you're going to take things lightly, say that it is part and parcel of your life, it is a challenge that you meet, it is a golden opportunity for you to face that particular situation. If you have that type of situation, then definitely it doesn't become stressful, and you're not going to be affected in any way, whether it is your marks, whether it is your studies, whatever may be the situation. It also depends on the type of personality you have, whether you're a type A personality or type B personality. Type A personality are more prone to heart attacks and they face more stress problems, whereas type B personalities do not face heart attacks or severe stressful problems. So depending upon that, it is up to you whether you want to have stresses in your life or not. There are various stresses. There are various reasons for you to be stressful. It can be your education, it can be your financial matter, it can be health, time management, it can be love failure, most of the cases, and it can be drug abuse, peer group pressure, so on. I can go on. Just to give you one example of a suicidal case. I had a student some years back and she submitted her record just 2 days before the exam. And it is a record with around 80 to 100 pages. In spite of giving all sorts of punishments like sending them out or making them sit and write, all those, the records, some people do not submit. So same thing happened in her case. So she just submitted the record of around 80 pages in just 2 days before the exam. She was 100% sure, I'm not going to read it because nearing exam, where is the time for math? So I started correcting. As I was correcting, at one point, I felt something was missing. So the first portion, beginning is there, last portion, conclusion is there, ending is there, but middle theoretical note is not there. So after which I started watching more carefully, then I realized in all the remaining experiments, first 3 experiments are perfect, but in all the remaining experiments, things are missing. So I just put my peace of mind into her and I told her this is not how to go about. You had to submit everything on time and you had to complete everything. Whom are you trying to fool? So with this I sent her, of course not in front of other students, it was in the department personally. So evening at 6 o'clock I'm getting a call from her father saying that, Madam, our daughter is important for us. She may not be important for you. And he explained the whole thing. I said, sir, your daughter is important for me also. Students, whoever they are like our own children. We treat them in that manner. So her life also is important for me. No, madam, because you have said that, she has taken a knife and she has gone to cut her nerves. So if something happens to her, you are responsible. Take it. So stress, tension, everything increased in me because I will be behind the bars. So I said, I would like to talk to her. He said, no, she is in no position to talk to you. She is bitterly weeping. Her mother also is weeping. So I said, anyhow, I'll be calling back after about an hour and I definitely would like to talk to her. I called up after an hour and I spoke to her, explained to her everything, counseled her for some time. But still, my stress level was still more higher and higher. Till I saw her the next day. Whole night, I was bothered about her. What is she going to do? If ever the parents fall asleep and if she commits suicide, what am I going to do? But after a few days, we had a few months, maybe we had a session on suicide and she too attended that session, after which she became a completely transposed girl. This is what is important. She also kept talking in various platforms saying that life is important. We should not be committing suicide. So this is the transformation that all of us have to undergo. Whatever may be the stressful situation, see that you're able to face it as a challenge. So here Hans Selye speaks about 3 stages of stress. That is the alarm reaction. All of a sudden we face a stressful situation when a python comes and falls right in front of us. It is the alarm. We are not aware of it. We have not prepared ourselves. Then is the resistance stage. Slowly we come back and we try to think what to do, how to do and how to go about. Our body also prepares for it. And finally is the exhaustion stage where we face the stressful situation and at the end we are totally exhausted. So coming to mainly the stress management techniques. First and foremost, we need to see the source of stress. What is the reason for our stress? What is it that is causing us stress? So once we come to know the reason for our stress, then we can use any of these techniques based on our own personality. For each person, coming out of the stressful situation is different. For some others, it may be just taking a walk, they come out of the stressful situation. For some others, it is meditation, yoga, relaxation, or it may be practicing certain mudras, anything. So that can relieve them. So it all depends upon what is the type of technique that you need to come out of your stressful situation. Have a healthy lifestyle, eating at a proper time, sleeping at a proper time, and having a proper schedule. Eating only good food, nutritious food, and not junk food. Develop spirituality that is going to calm you down. Your stress levels definitely will come down. Have hobbies. When you have hobbies, you don't have time to think about your stress at all. Keep yourself busy. Automatically your stress level will come down. Be mindful of what you're doing. Mindfulness is going to help you to do the thing perfectly well as do only one thing at a time. Have resilience. Whenever you have failures, try to come back to normalcy, bounce back to normalcy. That is where, even though you have faced a stressful situation, you can come back and work all over again. Replace the negative with the positive. Don't have a negative attitude. Always have positive. Even if the situation is negative, try to turn it to positive. Always have positive things in your mind. Have a positive mindset. Be grateful for all the things. There are so many people who are suffering. There are so many people who are blind. There are so many people who cannot hear. There are so many people who are mentally disabled, or so many other things I can go on. But think about all that is there within you and always have a positive mindset. Tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am good, I am intelligent, I can do everything, I am hardworking. So keep positive strokes within you. Forget and forgive. Many things would have happened, or many instances would have taken place between you and somebody else, or only you would have done something wrong. But forget and forgive, because life is a small stage where we just act and go about. Limit your screen time. This is something which I would like to stress on the students, because most of the time they get addicted to the mobile, which is not so good. Okay, use mobile for some time. Have a screen time and use it only during that time and not all the time, because it is not going to bring about any interpersonal relationship. You're not able to share your feelings with others. Everything will be pent up within you. Accept the things which you cannot change. There are some things which you cannot change. For example, I'm not good in this technology, but I have to accept it. So in the present generation, attendance is online, faculty diary is online, all reports are online, so I have to accept it. So these are certain ways where you can come out of the stressful situation. And I would like to give you a personal example of mine where having a positive attitude has helped me. This is 15 years back when I had certain health issues. I had bleeding for more than 2 months, and I had gone to a number of doctors, and I had also taken thyroid treatment, allopathy, homeopathy, all medicines was done. Finally, I went to my gynecologist and she told me, okay madam, we'll remove your uterus, you go in for a scan. Went for a scan, and in that scan center the doctor told me fetus, heartbeat, pulse rate. I said, what are you telling me, doctor? I'm having this problem and you're telling me a totally different thing. So doctor said, no madam, this is the fact. It was almost like the whole earth has fallen over me. I know I have taken so many medicines. I know that I've neglected my health, and at the same time this is what the doctor told me. I was in a fix as to what to do. Went back to the gynecologist and she told me, this is it, so you decide. Do you want to abort the child or you want to have the child? Me having taught psychology as well as child development, I couldn't think of anything else but to have the child, whatever may be the condition. Mentally defective, physically defective, or whatever it is. I said, okay, this is a challenge to me and I'm going to face life with this challenge. And I told the doctor, if ever everything is fine, I will go ahead with having this child. Okay, things were quite bad. I managed everything having a positive attitude. And in the 8th month, again problems started. Went to the hospital. After going to the hospital, did a The nurse told me everything is fine, madam, you can get back. At the same time, she told me, 1 minute, I'll give a call to the doctor and then tell you what is the result. She gave a call to the doctor and the doctor said nothing doing. Hers is a case with lot of complications. So immediately get ready for cesarean. So mine is AB negative. I have thyroid problems. I had fibroids, gallbladder stone. And with all these problems, the doctor was telling me, what is it? You have got so many things. What is it that you don't have? So in spite of all those, I faced this particular challenge in my life. And after the cesarean, I had a girl child. My first child was a boy and this was a girl child. And I was in the post-operative ward and my daughter was put in the incubator. She was there for more than 15 days in the incubator. Everything was fine except that her legs were not developed, but that not shown me the child from morning to evening, which made me realize, or which the thought came to my mind immediately saying that some defect must be there. That is why they have not shown me the child. But later on my husband told me, only the legs are not developed. Apart from that, everything is fine. So now she is in 10th standard, perfectly all right, physically as well as mentally. And what I do every year is, in her name, I give something to the mentally retarded children because I got a normal child. And all this is only because of my positive attitude. If ever I had not had this positive attitude and I had aborted the child, today I would be standing here with the guilt feelings. I have said this mainly because I want all of you to face the challenges in life with a positive attitude. Third wave behavior therapy, which we can also use it for managing stress. That is what is called as metacognition, where we try to explore our own thoughts and feelings, get into our own self. What is it that is within me? What is it that I need to change? What is it that I need to modify? Be mindful, live in the present and the now, and value for personal things. Have value-based behavior and spirituality. This is the present treatment, which is called as the third wave. I'd like to close by saying, be happy and keep smiling always. And today is the International Day of Smiles. Thank you.